Please don't waste more time hustling for more income streams, side hustles, to finally get out of living paycheck to paycheck, because it's actually possible to break the cycle with just one income stream. And I'm going to dive into the 2 simple ways you can do exactly just that in this video. So let's get into it, shall we? As a money mindset coach, I've been coaching several Filipino professionals ranging from a 40,000 monthly income to a 200,000 monthly income and beyond. And I noticed that they would confuse having an income problem when it's actually a spending problem. Knowing the difference between the two is so crucial, because you'll only find the right solution if you know the real problem. Because I realized if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it boils down to either you have an income problem or a spending problem. It's either one of those or both, and you need to be clear which is the problem so that you could find the right solution. So in this video, I'm gonna dive into those 2 problems so that you can identify for yourself which one is me, so that I don't waste more time, money, resources in tackling the wrong problem. Let's first dive into how do you know if you have an income problem where you feel like you're not earning enough and so you're just in the cycle of paycheck to paycheck. A good benchmark you can start off with is that your income just allows you to be in survival mode, where 90 to 100% of your income can only cover your basic needs for survival, basically. So that could mean like your expenses for groceries, for food, for having a roof over your head, like water, electricity, rent, condo dues, and if you are full-time in your business, overhead expenses for your business, if any. This is an income problem because you're living paycheck to paycheck, waiting for the next salary in order to just survive, in order to just live the next month. This is an income problem because of course you'd want room in your income to enjoy your life, to enjoy the present, to enjoy the fruits of your labor, and at the same time fund your future goals as well, to secure your future so that you'd have a greater sense of fulfillment and security in your life. When I help my clients audit their finances, audit their expenses, and then we see that they have an income problem, I help them in 2 ways. First is identifying what would be the target monthly income that would cover funding your next milestones in the next 6 to 12 months and beyond. So if your income just allows you to just basically survive month on month and paycheck to paycheck, so magkano ba talaga yung income that would allow you to not only cover your basic needs but also enjoy your life, fund your future goals, and have a sense of security for your future as well? How much income would that be? How much income would be enough for you? That way, you would know exactly the specific amount that would allow you to get out of the living paycheck to paycheck. For example, at 50,000 salary, that only covers basic needs for survival that I've just talked about earlier. Okay, so if it's 50,000, then how much more would allow you to cover funding your next life milestones in the next 6 to 12 months? And this is going to be tailor-fit depending on the person, because as I've always shared, it has to depend on your life stage, life goals, and priorities. So for example, for my client who has 3 kids, or another client of mine who is still living with his parents' house and wants to move out, they would have a different target monthly income that would fit in funding their next life milestones, because they have different stages in life. For me, when I decided to quit my corporate job and started planning for what would be my target monthly income for my business, I did not just want to cover my basic needs, but I also wanted to consider what would make me live comfortably in the next 6 to 12 months while running my business, so that I could not only sustain my life comfortably but also sustain my business growth. So when I coach my clients on their target monthly income, it's really identifying what's truly enough for them according to their life stage, goals, and priorities, so that they know that the extra money that they could potentially earn would really go towards funding the life that they want. So that leads me to the second point. Let's say you've already identified the target monthly income that would fund your next milestones in the next 6 to 12 months. The next step is, how can you maximize your current and one income stream to meet that target monthly income? This could look like asking for a raise from your current employer, or increasing your rates as a freelancer, or expanding your capacity to produce more products and services as a small business owner. I love helping my clients through this by helping them with a financial roadmap and blueprint that helps them identify how much income is truly enough to fund the life that they want, and also empowers them to choose the right earning opportunities so that they're not just hustling blindly and just looking for side hustles to earn more, but actually be intentional in maximizing the current income stream that they have. That way, they're not just chasing the next higher income goal, they're not just chasing the next salary increase, the higher position, only to realize hindi pa rin pala siya enough and they go back to paycheck pa rin. Rather, I guide them to be purposeful with the extra money they earn, knowing that that extra is going to fund the life that they want. This is the career coaching aspect that I help my clients with, because ultimately, knowing how much income is enough and knowing how to get to the target monthly income, it's part of feeling empowered that you could fund the life that you want, that you have the resources to get there without hustling, without stressing yourself out, without constantly slaving yourself for money. Because I truly believe that if you're able to master focusing on one income stream at a time, you're going to get out of living paycheck to paycheck because you're purposeful with the extra money you earn. So for example, I have clients who are corporate professionals and they love the skills that they do in their work, but then if it's not meeting their target monthly income that I help them identify, then I empower them in looking for the right earning opportunities. May it be, is it finding growth in their current employer and plucking up the courage to ask for a raise, or to meet with their supervisors to find out what would allow them to meet their target monthly income? Or is it exploring other skill sets that they love more to do, that they are more passionate about doing, so that they could transition to a more fulfilling career? And this is the part in coaching my clients that they don't realize that we spend a lot of time on. And ultimately, this allows them to know, like, what are the right earning opportunities for me, so that I'm not just blindly looking for more side hustles just because everyone is earning a lot from it or it's booming right now. No, I want my clients to feel empowered and confident that they love what they do with the current income stream that they have, and they have valuable skill sets that they get to apply in that job or in that career, and that they're able to also work in a way that's aligned with their values and their target monthly income. Another example is Filipino freelancers that I coach, whom I help in having the trust and confidence in themselves to increase the rate so that they could also attract more aligned clients, more dream clients, where they don't need to be hustling 24/7. And I love that I get to help them see a different perspective in terms of serving more premium clients and at the same time trusting in themselves to deliver to those clients. Because really, in the freelancing industry, there's a danger of like constantly chasing the next higher income goal, the next higher one, because everyone else is able to do it, so I have to chase that next bigger income goal. And I love helping my clients in really identifying what is enough for the life that you want, instead of constantly using others as benchmark for how much income you should be aiming for or you should be striving for. And this allows them to have the peace of mind that I am at peace with the income that I'm striving for. I will be satisfied with the once I hit that income, and at the same time, I know that I'm able to maximize that one income stream I have as a freelancer to fund the things that I really want out of life. Next, I also have Filipino small business owners who also want to have clarity in, okay, I'm earning this much, but how much salary do I give myself that I know is enough to live the life that I want, live comfortably, enjoy my life, and fund my future goals. But at the same time, I also have enough savings in my business so that it continues to grow. So that's also the balance I help my clients with when it comes to having the income problem, because sometimes their small business could be really booming, but they don't give themselves enough salary, or they give themselves a lot of salary and then it's at the expense of the growth of their business. So it's really finding that balance in whatever career that you're in, but it's ultimately about maximizing that one income stream that you have to meet your target monthly income. I dive into this a lot more in my free training about how to be financially free with the one income stream. Check the link in my bio below. It's completely free for you to access and sign up for. I dive into in way more detail my journey in maximizing my one income stream that led me to my first million, as well as so many client success stories whom I helped in their journey as well, in embracing that one income stream that they have that led them to being free from the paycheck to paycheck cycle, from constantly being a slave of money, to finally being able to feel confident and empowered in using money as a tool and using their one income stream as a resource in funding their huge life milestones one by one. So check the link in my bio to access that free training right now, and I'll deliver that straight to your inbox. Now let's move on to a spending problem. How do you know if you have a spending problem naman? Have been coaching Filipino professionals to get out of living paycheck to paycheck because of their spending problems. I realized that it boils down to two kinds of people with a spending problem. It's either you're the impulsive buyer or impulsive giver, or you're the anxious spender. So you're the impulsive buyer if you easily give in to retail therapy, emotional spending, shopping when you're stressed. You're the impulsive giver if you're constantly overgiving, you're overly generous to others that compromises your financial goals. And then there's the other spectrum of being an anxious spender when you're constantly anxious and scared of spending on yourself, so that ends up hoarding more savings pero wala namang purpose. This falls under a spending problem because you have the disposable income but you're not managing it properly to your advantage for funding your next life milestones. This is what I mean that Filipinos would confuse an income problem to a spending problem. They think na my income is never enough. I get increases, I'm earning a lot, I'm earning 6 figures, pero bakit parang di ko alam kung saan napupunta, nagva-vanish agad, di ko alam kung saan napupunta yung pera ko. It's usually a spending problem. But what they think is like, baka kulang lang yung income ko, baka hindi lang enough yung income ko, so I'm gonna look for side hustles, more income streams, more jobs, and all of that. But it doesn't solve the paycheck to paycheck cycle because it's not an income problem, it's a spending problem. That's why when I help my clients in solving their spending problem, they realize that their income is more than enough pala. They're able to fund so many things that they want out of life with their current income stream because they've solved their spending problem. They solved being an anxious spender, they solved being an impulsive buyer or impulsive giver. I help them first identify the root cause of their spending problem. And this is not merely like, let me check my expenses, let me see where I'm spending a lot and deprive myself of that. Like, that's the common misconception, is like the root cause is that I buy a lot of food, therefore I must be strict with myself when buying food. Or because I buy a lot of skincare, therefore I'm going to unfollow a lot of skincare shops or skincare influencers so that I won't buy. I say that because I've been there. I thought that would solve my spending problem too as a former shopaholic, because it could for a few weeks, for a few months, and then you're going to find another outlet again to spend on. Okay, like I remember before nung ginawa ko yun na, okay, tumigil na ako sa kakabili ng workout clothes, pero nag-translate siya eventually sa pagbibili ng food deliveries. Or nung tumigil ako sa kaka-food deliveries, napunta naman siya sa pagbibili ng makeup at skincare. You know, so it bleeds somewhere else because the root cause is not addressed. And so what I mean about identifying the root cause is found in the root triggers. And those root triggers are found in your limiting beliefs around money that bleed into how you spend. So for example, in my experience as a shopaholic, when I was unfulfilled in my career, I was scared to admit that. I was thinking that I'm meant to be in corporate my whole life, I can start a business. And so because I was limited by that belief, I just used my corporate income to just buy and more stuff, skincare, makeup, to make me feel like I'm somehow fulfilled. But in reality, I'm not solving the root problem, which is that I'm unfulfilled in my career and I want to go to a different career path. I want to start my own business. Or you could have this limiting belief that it's selfish to prioritize yourself, and so you just keep saying yes to all of your family's financial requests, even if it compromises yourself, even if it compromises your safety or your emergency fund. Or you're just used to being silent and suppressing your feelings around your family and never speaking up or honoring how you feel. And so that bleeds into spending, where you use spending as a coping mechanism for dealing with negative emotions in your life. And so that's why it's easy for you to just buy when you're stressed, buy when you're sad, buy when you're scared, buy when you're anxious, right? These are the root triggers that I help my clients identify so that we solve it from that root so that it doesn't become this cycle of living paycheck to paycheck again. this is the root cause analysis that I guide my clients with to reframe their limiting beliefs around money, heal their money wounds from childhood, and ultimately come out of it empowered that they're actually capable of making wise money decisions. And these root triggers, my clients always tell me, oh my gosh, yun pala yun. Yun pala yung living in my head rent-free subconsciously that dictate my money habits. Because it's something that you don't say whenever you buy. You're not like, alam mo, kaya ako binili yung sale na yun kasi suppressed yung feelings ko. Kasi neglected ako ng magulang ko. Or you don't say na, oh, I can say no to this family request because they think I'm gonna be selfish or dapat nakikisama ko. You don't say that. You don't say that consciously. It's a very subconscious belief about money. So that's why only when my clients have that safe space to open up, be vulnerable, reflect about all of these things that happened in the past, that's only when they realize these root triggers that have been subconsciously dictating their money habits that put them in the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Because ultimately, those root triggers are found in the problems that you're scared to confront or refuse to confront. You don't just think about them every day. They're there at the back of your head, but you keep running away from them. And that's why ultimately, the questions you should ask yourself when it comes to finding out these root triggers of your spending problems is like, what are you running away from? What are you scared to confront? What are you scared to deal with? What are you scared to face in front of the mirror? What are you in denial of? Because only then will you be able to truly identify the root cause that has been constantly triggering you to spend and spend or give and give without even thinking much about it. Because only when I guide my clients in identifying and solving these root triggers, that's only when they become excited that they'll finally stick to a sustainable financial system that allows them to maximize their disposable income, where they're able to balance enjoying the now while funding their future goals. That's why when I coach my clients, half of it is about digging deep into these root cause triggers, digging deep into their limiting beliefs around money, the psychology that they have around money, so that they see how their thoughts and beliefs around money have been dictating how they spend, how it bleeds into how they spend. And then from there, it's gonna be easier for them to create a sustainable financial system that I guide them with. It's gonna be easier to stick to their savings targets because they're now able to say no to family requests that whenever it compromises their goals. They're able to say no to impulsive purchases that are not aligned with their priorities. They're now able to say yes to more opportunities and purchases that are truly aligned to the life that they truly want for themselves. And so that's why this is the proven and tested process that I've been guiding several of my clients with, that allow them to break free from the living paycheck to paycheck cycle, break free from their recurring debts, break free from money anxiety, and ultimately build sustainable money habits and systems for life that allows them to feel confident that they're able to fund their next life milestones one by one with the current income stream they already have. So whether you resonated with having an income problem that I mentioned earlier, or the spending problem that I just talked about now, or maybe you have both, then that's exactly what I'm going to help you with as your coach when you work with me inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom. Fund Your Freedom is my signature 5-month coaching program that infuses both life coaching and financial coaching, where I'm going to help you in figuring out what you truly want out of life, how much income is truly enough to get there, overcome the limiting beliefs you have around money that hold you back, and build a concrete financial roadmap and system that would allow you to fund your next life milestones with one income stream at a time. Check the link below on how you can enroll inside my coaching program, Fund Your Freedom, or visit my website right now, coachingwithnick.com, for all of the details, inclusions, rates that you need to know about, because I want you to be empowered in deciding for yourself that if you resonated at any point in this video, that you'd like to seek support that you need to finally get out of the living paycheck to paycheck cycle and finally feel confident in managing your money and your income towards funding those big dreams that you've always wanted for yourself. Watch this interview with my client Ella, whom I helped in overcome the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck back in 2021, and now able to fund her travels around the world because I've helped her in building sustainable money habits and systems around her current income stream. So check that out, and I will see you there.